Greetings, brothers and sisters. Welcome to Dr. Julius Nairi, CBPM, Atlanta Division 421. This is our study group. Tonight we're looking at the UNIA-ACL Constitution. My name is Brother John Hargrove. I serve as president for Division 421, and tonight is March 12th, 2024. So first thing we like to do is our rituals. So give me a brief moment to go through our rituals. From Greenland's icy mountains, from India's coral strand, where Africa's sunny fountains roll down their golden sand. From many ancient rivers, from many palmy plains, they called us to deliver their land from error's chain. Shall we, whose souls are lighted with wisdom from on high, shall we to men be knighted, the lamp of life deny? Salvation, O salvation, the joyful sound proclaim, to earth's remotest nation has learned Messiah's name. Waft, waft, ye winds, his story, and you, ye waters, roll, till like a sea of glory, it spreads from pole to pole. To o'er our ransomed nation, the Lamb for sinners slain, Redeemer, King, Creator, in bliss returns to reign. And our Lord's Prayer, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. I'm not going to read the whole prayer. And we'll close out with shine on eternal light. Shine on eternal light to greet our souls this day, dispel the gloominess of night and drive our doubts away. Our longing eye prepare when war and strife shall cease, to view the moon, to view the morn soon to appear, the new era of peace. Thy glorious church, O God, no kingdom can remove, made without hands, this best abode, the harbinger of love. Of all the gifts that flow from thy great throne above, we ask thee on our hearts bestow the gift of perfect love. My soul the light receives and dares the truth to prove, not in blind ignorance believes, but knows that God is love. Come, love, and give new birth to man's destructive mind. Spread where confusion reigns on earth, goodwill to all mankind. Shine on, eternal light, thy penetrating ray shall turn the honor of darkest night into eternal day. Okay, that takes care of our rituals. For those that know the pledge, please come off mute, put your black fists in the air, and say the pledge along with me, and then we'll get into the reading for tonight. Getting better. I commit my body, mind, and spirit to the protection, defense, and security of the red, black,
the black, and the green.
I dedicate my
life to the redemption of Mother Africa,
liberation of
and
her
scattered.
I accept for myself
I accept for myself and my
and my
descendants the
descendants
teachings of the
of
universal
universal
African
African nationalism.
I promise that our
and
children
I
That our
promise
children
that
will
our
be
children
instilled
will be
purpose
instilled
and knowledge of
with the
themselves,
purpose and knowledge
African
of
people,
themselves as African people
in order that the cause of
in
our
order
will neither falter nor
will
fail
neither falter nor fail
until all
until
black
all black people are free and united
in one
through
God,
one God,
One
one aim,
and
and
one.
one destiny.
first one.
Praise first.
All right. Any questions or comments before we get started? If not, please keep the lines muted. Up to now, July 2023, across the board, and this is key. All right. Brief recap of what we went through last week. Preamble. So I actually want to go to the preamble. I think that should be a staple in all of our meetings. So preamble of the Universal Negro Improvement Association. What am I sharing? Here we go. States that the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League is a social, friendly, humanitarian, charitable, educational, institutional, constructive, and expansive society, and is founded by persons desiring to the utmost to work for the general uplift of the Negro peoples of the world. And the members pledge themselves to do all in their power to conserve the rights of their noble race and to respect the rights of all mankind, believing always in the brotherhood of man and the fatherhood of God. The motto of the organization is one God, one aim, one destiny. Therefore, let justice be done to all mankind, realizing that if the strong oppresses the weak, confusion and discontent will ever mark the path of man, but with love, faith, and charity towards all, the reign of peace and plenty will be heralded into the world, and the generations of men shall be called blessed. That's the first thing that we kind of went in depth on last week was the preamble. Then we went into first article of the Constitution, which talks about jurisdiction. We should understand that the jurisdiction of the UNIA-ACL, per the Constitution, is where all Africans reside. Powers within that jurisdiction are to establish subordinate divisions and other organizations. The rights within that jurisdiction is the right to fix, regulate, and determine all matters that affect the organization and members at large. Secondly, we went into the aims and objects of the UNIA-ACL. Currently, we have 10 aims and objects. 1, to build a universal confraternity among the race. 2, to promote the spirit of pride and love. 3, to reclaim the fallen. 4, to assist the needy. 5 changed. It was civilizing the tribes of Africa, but now 5, that was uniting the independent nations of our people. 6 is ambassadors and representatives in all areas where we reside. 7 becomes conscientious spiritual worship. 8 is our educational objectives of establishing universities and colleges. 9 is the economic objective, our global economy. And 10 is doing everything in our power in all areas of Negro life. So we should know our aims and objects. The number required to establish a division. Who remembers that number? What's that magic number? What's the minimum that you need to establish a division of the UNIA-ACL?
7.
7. Yes, yes. We should remember that. Article 2 touched on the laws. Laws of the UNIA per the Constitution are we may enact and the UNIA may enact and enforce laws for its government. Our laws are found in 3 different places: the Constitution, the bylaws, and the general laws. Constitution touches on the fundamental principles and policies of the organization, its jurisdiction, and that of local divisions and societies, and also the list of officers and all matters pertaining to their duties. So we're still actually going through that, and we'll get more into that in tonight's review. Bylaws or order of procedure and convention, specific duties of officers and committees, and the standing rules. General laws, all matters pertaining to the relation of members and local divisions and societies to each other. Constitutional amendments, resolution. We also touched on the process for constitutional amendments and resolutions and reviewing the process to review those. Brother Everett, I saw you on. Secretary General just sent out email for the resolutions committee to start meeting this coming Monday. So definitely want to encourage our divisions to start working on resolutions, amendments, and any policy updates that we want. But yeah, not convention, HEC April 11th through the 14th. So we definitely got to start getting ready. Article 3, deputies to convention is what we talked about. But at the end of the day, we should understand that entire section has been replaced by one man, one vote. And we should understand the implications of one man, one vote. Anyone that is in good standing, representing any division that is able to attend convention becomes a what will be known as a deputy or delegate, and they receive the right to vote for anything that's brought to the floor. So, any questions, comments on recap from last week? See you, Brother Everett. Okay, there aren't any questions. We will continue into Article 4. Someone have a question?
I got a question. Can you hear me, President?
Yes, Lady President, how you doing?
How you doing, President? You mentioned that you mentioned 10 aims and objectives. I understand was that the Constitution has been altered, but do you think it would be just healthier to mention 11 because that was the original Garvey?
I think that's a great question. I think that is honestly at this point, I feel like that's an amendment that should be proposed. I like the intentions of what we did with the Constitution. And for those that are not aware, let's just go to it. I like the intentions of what we did with the Constitution, but I don't like basically how we're saying it. Now because it's always been 11 aims and objects of the UNIA, and now it's literally 10 aims and objects as of 2005. So everything is going to be the same: to reclaim the fallen, to minister to and assist the needy. This is going to be the same. So all the way to assist the needy. Came to fallen, to minister to and assist the needy. In the updated Constitution, the next aim is to assist in the development of independent African nations and communities. So that's the bringing us together. That one is listed here: to assist in the development of independent Negro nations and communities. What was taken out is this aim here: to assist in civilizing the backwoods tribes of Africa. The intention was to clean up the language of, we are let me see how to say
that was a little condescending.
Yes. Yeah, I was trying to think of a way to say that. But we were trying to address the attitude, like, hey, wait a minute.
That's when we were brainwashed that Africans were backwards.
Yes. Who are we to say that, our brothers and sisters on the motherland are backwards?
They are backwards though, President. I'm sorry, but have you seen recently they have the Asians over there commanding they have the job for the Africans. I forgot what country is in, but they have them like doing like military stances just to work at like a shoe factory.
Yes.
Okay, race first.
What does America have our brothers and sisters over here doing? The same thing.
For a shoe factory?
Not necessarily for a shoe factory, but we're fighting other people's fights at the end of the day.
Yeah, they have us over here satisfying their military, their prison industrial complex, and they have puppet leaders in Africa. So until we solve that, we're gonna have all kind of craziness going on over there, and they need to unite. Till we solve that, they're gonna have all kind of craziness going on over there.
The issue with that language, Lady President, is that we think that we are in a good position,
Yes, I want to say
Greetings, Secretary General.
greetings, everybody. I want to say Brother Everett is correct. It is in there.
It's in here?
It's in there. It says let me see.
Point it out. I've went
I'm
over.
looking for it.
You mean
Not in yours, in the final.
it says
Oh,
the development
y'all go with that. Y'all go with that okie doke. We talked about this.
To administer to and assist the needy. That is what it was changed to.
That
Oh, no,
is
it's
all
there.
in here.
No, that's there, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
To and assist the needy, to assist in the development
of
of independent African nations and communities.
That
I
was
see it too.
originally
Oh
number
no,
6.
so it's out. You were right, it's out.
There we go. Come on now. Don't do that.
You are right, it is out.
Um, and like I said, I understand the intentions, but yeah, I also agree with our lady president. The fact that we went from 11 to 10, I have an issue with personally. You know, I feel like we could reword it and have 11. So I just feel like it's something sacred with those original 11, personally.
Yeah, but
Did we,
to assist the development of independent um, African nations and communities, um, I don't, I don't think that, you know, Black people anywhere have should be calling Black people anywhere backwards.
Yes, ma'am.
I think we have to respect our differences and realize that, you know, we are not perfect anywhere, and we all, you know, there are things we all do that we look at each other and go, what? So um I'm glad we're not calling us backwards, backwards tribes. And I understand having 11, but I think the way it is stated, that it incorporates that already. But if you all want to make an amendment, this is the time. Want to propose an amendment, bring it
Yeah.
on.
Yes, I'm leaning towards that. Secretary General, I do understand what you're saying, and I do agree. It is incorporated in some of the other aims, but it's always been there, even with everything else that we had as far as our aims and objects, assisting the tribes of Africa was still included and differentiated as its own aim.
Understood. So you're just suggesting that we change it and just take out backwards and leave the rest up.
That's going to be my recommendation.
Okay.
Yes. Any other questions, comments on aims and objects?
I have a question. And it's okay to stop me if it's not the proper place, but if I may ask, how did that come? I mean, if you have that answer. How did that come about being a discussion for it to be taken out? To Secretary General, if that's a proper question to ask at the moment.
Oh, it's not a question for me. It was amended in 2005. I wasn't part of that committee. But I think that when we would go over the aims and objects, people, because we were still using the old Constitution, that was the only thing we had. You would hear people would react to that negatively.
Yeah.
The backwards tribes of Africa.
Yeah.
And, especially since we want to work with African countries. And so people would react negatively, but the changing of it was what, 15, almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Does that answer your question? Mr. Robin?
Right, Ebony?
Yeah, raise first.
Yeah. Thank you, Secretary General. Yeah, this is from 2005 amendments. Okay. We will get back to what we were discussing for tonight. Tonight, we're going to go through Article 4, and we're going to try to also go through Article 5 if we have time. Some of the questions that we will get answered from Article 4. Enable closed captioning. Some of the questions we'll discuss from Article 4 is who are the officials of the UNIA-ACL, which offices of the HEC are elected positions, what is the term of office of elected officials, who appoints the other officers forming the HEC, so the non-elected officials, who confirms the appointments of High Executive Council, what defines a failure to qualify, how can an individual who fails to qualify still be appointed to High Council, and what are the titles of individuals appointed to represent the UNIA in every country where we live. Hold on, I think there's some more. Some additional questions. Who shall appoint commissioners? Who shall appoint the high commissioners? Who elects the officers of local divisions? What is the term of the president general and the parent body? I feel like that question was answered twice. What is the office of, when was the office of potentate and supreme commissioner eradicated? And this is getting into Article 5, I think. There's a section titled Removal of President General. We will briefly review that as well. Let me see, where did that end? 14. I think I'm missing something. So, all right. These are some questions to keep in mind, and I'll read Article 4. Any and also, yeah, we are sharing the draft version from 2001 prior to the official release in August 2001. So this is from March 2001. It's not the latest. You definitely should get a copy of the latest Constitution from your local division president. So there are some things different about what we will be sharing versus what's in the actual Constitution. Please keep that in mind.
Brother John, just one thing. I think you did a great job on, I mean, you covered a lot on the first session, but I just wanted to point out this version is probably my favorite, but it's not, it doesn't have all the final stuff in it, and that's because it's color coded. Did you explain the colors to everybody?
No. Didn't remember the color code 100%. I just know the black is the original.
Black is the original, right?
But that's the only thing I remember. If you want to share that.
Just that the green are the things that were added new. So if you see green, that means it's something that wasn't in the Constitution before that was added.
Okay.
And the red would be where things are, the changes for 2005 to, and change it. The red is something was changed. The green is something was added.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Secretary General. Yes, and for those that are not aware, one of the major things that was done in 2001 was to combine our previous Constitution from, I guess, 1938 with our 2005 amendments. So the black is the 1938, the red is mostly 2005, but there is some like 2008 and some 2021. And then the green is things that were completely new. But yeah. Questions, comments so far? Okay. Article 4, titled Officials, Officers, Elections, and Appointments. And we'll be reading from the amended version. I won't read the original version. The officials of the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League shall be President General, First Assistant President General, and Second Assistant President General, Third and Fourth Assistant President Generals, a Secretary General, First and Second Assistant Secretary General, a High Chancellor, a Counsel General, an Auditor General, a Chaplain General, an International Organizer, Minister of Education, and other ministers in office as may be deemed necessary, all of whom shall form the High Executive Council representing divisions throughout the world Be it resolved that everything in the Constitution contrary to or in conflict with the above be and is hereby repealed and declared null and void. The offices of the President General and Administrator, the first Assistant President General, the second Assistant President General, third Assistant President General, and fourth Assistant President General shall be elected. Their term of office shall be 4 years, providing their conduct conforms to the best interest of the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League. All other offices forming the High Executive Council shall be appointed by the President General and confirmed by the convention. Such appointments shall be for the same period as that of the administration, providing that their conduct conforms to the best interests of the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League. Be it resolved that everything in the Constitution contrary to or in conflict with the above be and is hereby repealed and declared null and void. Next section, failure of official to qualify. No person elected to high office of the Universal Negro Improvement Association shall hold office until his or her credentials, character, and qualifications have satisfied the High Executive Council. In case a person elected to a high office is rejected by the High Executive Council, the President General and Administrator shall have the power to appoint a person to fill that position until the next session of the convention. High commissioners and commissions is what it was changed to. A high commissioner shall be appointed to represent the Universal Negro Improvement Association in every country where Africans live, in part where the country is divided up into large states and different sections. A commissioner shall be appointed to every state and section. So that is high commissioners and commissions. I think that's supposed to be commissioners still. I think rank of minister or ambassador. As of 2005, President General Administrator shall appoint commissioners to represent the interest of the organization in all countries of the world. Appointment of high officials. The potentate and supreme commissioner shall appoint high commissioners on the recommendation of the President General and an administrator and commission them to represent the interests of the organization in all countries of the world, and they shall be controlled by the office of the High Commissioners General. Somebody confirm that that is still accurate. Is that because it says I thought most of the potentate stuff was taken out.
I thought it was too, but it looks like we might have missed one, huh? I do know that the High Commissioner General was overlooked in 2005, but then they referred to it later on. So we mistakenly thought it had been eradicated, but it hadn't, because they keep referring to it later on in the documents. So
well, in the printed Constitution, I do see that it says amended and eradicated appointment.
I know it does, but it's wrong. When you read further, they referring to what the High Commissioner General should be doing. So they refer to the position. I think it was just, I realized later, I know who typed it, and he's a really fast typist, but he makes a lot of mistakes, and I just figure he missed it, overlooked it. So it was an omission, not an eradication. Okay, but I'm looking for appointment of high commissioners. No, what's the title?
I've got appointment of high commissioners on.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I got
it says no. It says amended and eradicated 2005.
Yeah, that's what I thought it should say.
Yes, it does.
Okay. All right. Okay. Election of divisional officers. Divisions and subordinate organizations shall elect their officers. The president shall be elected by majority vote of his or her division and approved by the President General. Term of office of rulers, and this is it was already stated, but I guess it makes it clear. The term of office of the President General and all other officers of the parent body shall be 4 years, provided that their conduct conforms with the interests of the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League at all times. I do have a note over here about the additions that were added to the Constitution. Term of office. Yeah, there were some amendments to that. Let's see, what is it? League at all times. League at all times. Amendment from 2001. So this, you have to get this in your physical copy. Parent body consists of elected and appointed high executive council officers and division presidents. However, division presidents are only elected, approved for a 1-year term. So that's defining the parent body. Amendment from August 2001, Section 9, and outgoing administration has 60 days to transition Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League property and documents to the Secretary General when a new administration is installed. So making it clear and giving deadlines to transfer documentation to a new administration. And Section 10 states 45 days prior to the election convention, the Secretary General prepares a sealed package of necessary paperwork and documents to be delivered to the newly elected President General and Administrator immediately after election. So those are some amendments that are not listed in the digital file. Okay. All right, I'm gonna just go through a couple more sections, then we'll go to our questions. Potentate and Supreme Commissioner, we should understand. I mean, I would discuss this amongst your local divisions and division presidents. It's a position. These are positions that were eradicated in 2005, so they're no longer active positions. So I'm gonna skip over that. I'll go through removal of President General, amendment from 2005. So this is interesting because we had impeachment of potentate. Okay. We went to, okay. President General should at any time act contrary to the good and welfare of the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League in refusing or neglecting to abide by or carry out the commands of the association and league through its constitution and through the order of the convention shall on proper evidence of the fact be impeached by the executive council through the office of the council general. And they shall be tried for such irregularities, neglect, misconduct, or disloyalty to the association before the convention. And if found guilty, I need that. Before convention, and if found guilty before the conventions by a 2/3 vote, he shall automatically forfeit his high office, and the convention shall make immediate steps to elect a new president. Council General must prosecute, amended in 2005. If the President General has been tried and found guilty before the convention, the Council General shall prosecute in the interest of the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League, and the President General shall have counsel to appear at the bar of the convention on his behalf, and such counsel shall be an active member or officer of the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League. And that goes into defendants counsel. So general defendants counsel, no counsel except an officer or active member of the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League shall be allowed to appear on behalf of any members charged before any responsible body of trial of the association and league. So if we have any case of a trial, defendants must be, let's see, allowed to appear. It's like a witness, but they have to be active members. Bribes amended 2005. I don't know how far I need to go. Should the president or any elected parent body officers take or receive money or gifts from any person by way of bribes or rewards for neglecting or selling out the interests of the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League, he shall be guilty of high crimes against the association and league, and on conviction before the convention shall forthwith be disgraced and dismissed from the high office that that individual held. Officials found guilty. Any officer, so this is section 8, any officer or official of the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League charged or found guilty of a similar offense shall be forthwith dismissed from the office of the association and league through the office of President General on the approval of the Executive Council. Let me see how far that is. Okay, I'll stop after money or gifts. No officer or official in the service of the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League shall receive money or gifts on his or her account from anyone for services rendered for the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League, but all such money and gifts shall be turned over to and shall be property of the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League, but a purse or testimonial may be presented publicly to any officer or official on his or her own account as appreciation for faithful services performed for the association and league. Sister Doreen, you raise your hand. Sister Doreen, you're on mute if you say anything.
Okay, all right. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you now.
Okay, greetings, everyone. Question. So we're talking about gifts, and my question is, what if you have members who are pretty wealthy, have money, and when things are needed, or we talk about something, then they, or I have the money, I have this, but then they also seem like they expect like special privileges. And I mean, is that like giving gifts if they accepting, if they're getting special privileges from, say for instance, okay, the president, and I'm talking about division wise. And if they say that they have this amount of money, that amount of money, then no matter what this person's say and do, it's okay. And the rest of the division has to go along with it. Is that considered like gifts?
I'm trying to understand what you're saying. You're saying just because an individual in a position of power has a lot of money, should they be able to do what they want to do?
Well, that's one part. No, what about if there's a member that has a lot of money?
Member that has a lot of money?
And then they kind of like throw it around a little bit that they have it. I'll do this. I have that. Right. And then when there's something that this person does, and maybe the rest of the division wants want us to want to discuss it, then we're told, that person, we're not going to discuss anything, especially when it's that particular person.
I'm having trouble.
I'm going around my elbow to get to the thumb because I'm just trying to be respectful. Okay, say for instance, I got
Sister Doreen, I'm gonna say that sounds different to me. That does not sound like that person is receiving gifts. It sounds like the person is expecting something for donations. And so that is a different issue.
Okay.
Something, it may come up later in the Constitution, but right here, that doesn't fit.
Okay, thank you.
This is because this is under the section of bribes, I believe.
That I look at it as So I look at it as one, but okay, I understand.
This is more so, we've been talking about our high officers. So to prevent our high officers from being influenced,
Okay.
they should not accept, gifts or money from individuals.
Okay, thank you. I understand. Thank you, Secretary General.
Yeah, it
Thank
sounds
you,
like you
President.
think the president is bribing the division, but that's different.
Yeah.
No, I don't think the president is.
I mean, whomever the person is, by what
Yeah,
they
but
give,
I got y'all, because like you said, he said we're talking about the High Executive Council, high officials. Okay, I understand.
okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Great question. All right. With that, we'll go to some questions to recap what we just read. Get everyone involved. I know y'all want to ready to go to bed. So Article 4 talks about the officials of the UNIA. First question is, who are the officials of the UNIA-ACL? What are their positions? Anyone? It's a free, anyone can answer that. And we should have our constitutions with us.
Brother John, you talking about the for the HEC? Like President General, First Assistant, like that?
Pretty much, yes, sir.
Oh, okay. You want me to name them, or I didn't really want to. I was just
Somebody gotta have some leadership. Come on.
We have President General, First Assistant President General, Second Assistant President General, Third Assistant President General, Fourth Assistant President General, Secretary General, the High Commissioner. Am I naming them for what we have right now, or what's in the Constitution?
Go ahead.
All right, because I don't got the Constitution in front of me. Minister of Education, Minister of Information. I said High Commissioner, right?
Yes.
I think that's all we have right now.
Council.
Sister Brenna, am I correct?
Council General.
And Council General. Yeah, my fault. Sorry about that.
Minister of Labor and Industries.
Labor and Industry.
Yeah, Brother Clyde. Yes. Dang. Yes.
Isn't there a chaplain something?
Ooh.
That is
it's in the Constitution.
Yes,
Talk about it.
And we also have the High Commissioner General.
High Commissioner, and we miss it. We also should have an Auditor General as well.
We should have an Auditor General.
And
we still have a Surgeon General as of now, right? Or no?
I don't think so. From who?
No. Surgeon General? No.
Dr. McIntosh stepped down last year, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right.
I sent him an email the other day. Hopefully he'll
President.
Maybe forgot.
So Article 4, Section 1, President General, First Assistant President General, Second Assistant President General, Third and Fourth Assistant President General, Secretary General, First and Second Assistant Secretary General, High Chancellor, Counsel General, Auditor General, Chaplain General, International Organizer, Minister of Education, and other ministers, which would include Minister of Labor and Industry, Minister of Information, and it doesn't say the High Commissioner is not listed there, but that's been made a part of High Executive Council. Any other offices that may be necessary? Maybe
High Commissioner General was in the other one. This is from 2005 where they omitted the position.
They took the High Commissioner General out in 2005?
They didn't mean to take it out. They just missed it. In their typing.
Is somebody proposing to have that put back in?
Okay. And I don't think Brother Everett mentioned Minister of Information.
He did? I thought he would.
I don't think he said that.
Is the Minister of Education a part of?
Yes. I think I got, that's Brother Oscar, right? I think I said Minister of Education.
That's education.
No, you're the Minister.
You're the Minister of Information.
Oh, I probably tried to skip me. Yeah, and Minister of Information. I thought I said that, but my bad.
does everybody know who holds these offices? Does anybody not know who holds these offices? Who the names of the individuals?
No,
We don't know. This Mama Mina?
I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. President, I'll go through it briefly. And I think this is something that we can update for future presentations to have the actual, at least a picture and name of each of the individuals. President General Michael R. Duncan, First Assistant President General Brother Raymond Duguay, Second Assistant President General Brother Ogu, and I'll also say where they reside. So President General's out of Queens. First Assistant President General Raymond Duguay in Queens. Second Assistant President General Brother Ogu, I think in Queens as well. Third Assistant President General Brother Charles Butler out of DC. Fourth Assistant President General Brother Quahir Asar Khan out of Queens. Secretary General Sister Brenda Amor Khan out of Chicago. We don't have assistant. High Chancellor is also our first Assistant President General, Brother Raymond Duguay, in New York. Counsel General, Attorney Imhotep Akibalan here in Atlanta. Auditor General is an open office that we need to fill. Chaplain General is an open office that we need to fill. International Organizer, to my understanding, I believe President General is holding that office now. Secretary General, am I right? International Organizer, because it was.
I don't know if he's holding it officially, but he's doing the job.
Because I thought it was it used to be under Second Assistant President General, Brother Ogu, per the last chart that was presented. But I thought I had heard that President General was assuming those responsibilities.
Don't know. I don't know that he's taken the position official.
Okay, so I need to get, we all need to get answers on who is holding that office. Minister of Education, Brother Oster, out of Queens as well, and other ministers. So High Commissioner, Brother Marua, out of Chicago, Division 401. Minister of Information, President Everett, and President Marua, President Everett, Division 106 in Baltimore, Minister of Information. So those are our current high officials. Questions, comments?
Labor and Industries?
Minister of Labor and Industries, Brother Clyde Banks, Division 429 in Chicago, President Clyde Banks. So we got some Chicago, we got a lot of New York, a little bit of Atlanta, a little bit of Baltimore, and
DC.
little DC. Yeah, a little bit of DC. No questions on high officials?
My only question will be, how can we have the list of those that you've just read out? Because I couldn't write them down. You were going a little bit fast. So I only managed to write the first one, not the rest. I didn't write them down.
Sister Elizabeth, I will get you that information. Just remind me at some point to get that to you.
And also,
Thank you.
may chime in, this is being recorded, so I mean, you can always go back to the recordings after the video.
I think I made this chart. I forgot about that. I made this chart. I can share it with you, but it is being recorded. If you remind me later, I can get you the names, and I can also give you this chart in email.
Thank you, President John.
You're welcome.
It's on the website too, President John, on the parent body website.
Okay.
Yes, brother, I was just gonna mention that. I believe it's on the UNA government website as well.
Okay. Brother Everett, if you could drop the link in the chat for us, please. Next question: which offices of the HEC are elected positions? An election is coming up in August. In this coming August, which offices will we be electing? Lady President. See something in the chat. PG. Okay, Brother Eric. President General, yes. We will be electing President General this August in New York. What other offices will be up for election? We just went over the offices of the high offices. Which of these high offices are elected positions? Thank you, Brother Eric.
I
Brother Everett.
will answer if it's okay.
Yes, that's fine, Secretary. Everybody's nervous. Y'all need to have y'all
All the presidents general
all the
are
president.
for-
Yes.
up for election.
Yes. How many do we have?
We have the president general and 4 assistants.
Exactly. Yes. So President General, first, second, third, and fourth assistant president general are elected positions. Everybody clear on that? Nothing else there. What is the term of office of elected officials? How long is the term of office? Years, Brother Everett. Yes, sir. Their term of office, somebody got high pitch noise going on. Sister Yvette, you got a little pitch going. Term of office shall be 4 years, providing their conduct conforms to the best interests of the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League. Okay, besides the officers that are elected that we just went over, who's responsible to appoint the remaining officers forming the High Council? PG, Brother Everett helping y'all. Atlanta, I need y'all to step up. All other offices forming the High Executive Council shall be appointed by the President General and confirmed by the convention. So again, let me take a step back. Everybody should have their constitutions out as we're going through this. These are not difficult questions, but yeah, we should be able to reference our constitution to find the answers to these questions.
I have a question, and Sister Doreen.
Mr. Doreen, yes.
At this point right now, the officers that are the ones we're talking about right now, how many years have they been in office already?
Great question. To my understanding, and Secretary General, correct me if I'm wrong, our President General and our first Assistant President General, so Brother Honorable Michael R. Duncan and Brother Raymond Duguay, have been in office since 2016. President General has been in his office. Brother Raymond used to be like second Assistant Vice President, but now he's first. But at the end of the day, since 2016, the other officers, second Assistant President General was elected in 2021. Fourth Assistant President General was also elected in 2021. Third Assistant President General, Brother Charles, was appointed, I believe, 2022. So that is how long the elected officers have been in office. Were you talking about the appointed as well?
So he was appointed?
Sorry, hold on, Secretary General, please.
We voted on it in convention, remember?
What's that?
Brother Charles.
In which convention? 2021?
2022 in Detroit.
Detroit.
Hey, Brother John, you left, but remember you had to leave early.
You left. You had to leave.
Yes.
Yeah, he was.
We didn't, even if, so it was like a special election.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Does that answer your question?
Not really. You're telling me the length of time that each one has been in office. So it's like, so does their time start? Okay, say it's 2022, right? So by 2027, those that are in office right now, 2020,
No,
22
they don't get 4 years.
time.
They don't get 4 years. They get to fulfill the term of office. Everybody's up.
Oh, okay. At the end of the 4 years, 5 years.
Right now, everybody will, this in August, everybody
Okay.
will be up for election.
Yes.
And then they could stay in office during that entire time if are they reelected? Because their term is what? Do they stay there for that full term or
Everyone has to be reelected in August.
They all have to be reelected.
in every August?
Every 4 years.
Every 4
Right,
years.
that's what I was that's what I was asking. So that's what I was saying. So
No, but it's not individual. Like brother Charles came in 2022. He doesn't get 4 years. He gets till the term time is over.
Yes.
He was elected to fill a position. We have had a former president general. She made her transition, so he was elected to fill a position.
You know, she made transition. Goodness gracious.
So there's women that are president generals, have been.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Oh, okay. Thank you. I got a good answer out of both ways. Okay.
Yeah, Sister Basima was fourth assistant for, I don't know.
I remember her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She was on last week. She's not on today, but yeah, she was a previous fourth assistant president general.
Mhm.
Okay. That's good to hear.
Okay.
You know,
Okay, any other questions before we
Thank you.
proceed? It's 9 o'clock. Who confirms the appointments of High Council?
President General.
General? President General, is he the only one?
Convention.
And convention. Yeah.
Oh, and convention. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Did say that.
yeah, it's right here. That's why I didn't have that there. So shall be appointed by President General, confirmed. Wait. Yeah.
Confirmed by the convention.
So President General appoints, convention confirms that appointment. So that's important. Now, next question: what defines a failure to qualify? This was a little bit broad, but it's still listed in the Constitution. Per the Constitution, what defines a failure to qualify?
What?
If there don't be other qualifications.
What did you say?
So per the Constitution, what defines a failure to qualify? Not able to perform what we need, can't perform their duties. I hear you, Brother Eric, sorry. I think you're right to an extent.
Not meeting the, they don't satisfy
Standards, right? Or something like that.
credentials,
His
character,
credentials.
right, credentials, character, or qualification.
And qualifications.
Yeah.
Yeah.
According to Section 3, no person elected to high office of the Universal Negro Improvement Association shall hold office until his or her credentials, character, and qualifications have satisfied the High Executive Council. That's interesting. That seems it's like it's self-approving. No person can be elected to high office unless they're approved by the High Council. That's interesting. Secretary General, is there see where I'm saying? That seems like it's a little bit of a issue there.
Well, the election is gonna be by convention, but yeah, it's just saying that you know how you all had me update that sheet? I'll have to show it to you now. It's a whole page of qualifications.
Oh, okay. Got you. Okay. Yeah, the vodka. Yeah, good old
Yeah,
vodka.
not just vodka though. It was already in the Constitution before vodka. Most of it. All the, what did I have? About 7 or 10 of them. And then we added the vodka ones.
I got you. Yeah. So yeah, there is a list of credentials and qualifications for high office, and that's something we should understand. They are listed later in the Constitution. So next question: how can an individual who fails to qualify still be appointed to High Council?
Has that happened?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the answer too.
Has that happened? I mean, we're just now getting to the point where we're defining the qualification, so I can't say that has happened. But
I think it depends on how they missed. You're talking about like if they don't pass the test, they can
no, it's listed in the Constitution. That's straight from the Constitution.
okay. Bring it
Um,
on. I want to see the answer. Unless somebody knows.
Greetings, family. Apologies for my tardiness.
Greetings, brother Malik. I got your message. Thank you for being
Yeah,
here.
I don't read this as the person who fails is appointed. I read this as the President General can appoint a person, a different person.
President or Administrator, what section 3? I don't know where I can't find this in the Constitution now. Is this in section 3?
It's in section 3 of the old Constitution.
I didn't see anywhere where it said you could, if you failed the qualifications, you could be appointed.
Hold on.
Except for the one about the test part that you retest.
All right, let me try to find this. Let me just.
Oh, it is, President John, it is on the slide where it's failure of official to qualify. On that slide,
Okay.
and it is under Amendment August 2005, no person elected to high office, and then below that there is the part, in case a person elected to a high office is rejected by the High Executive Council, the President General and administrator shall have the power to appoint a person to fill the position until the next session of convention.
Thank you, Sister Elizabeth.
Right, but that's not the person who failed the qualifications. That's just a person to fill the position.
It's in the
It says failure to qualify.
section.
It's in the section to failure to qualify, but it says if the person fails to qualify, then the President General shall have the power to appoint a person to fill that position until it comes up again to convention.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. I found it in the how can an individual who fails to qualify? That's what I said. The question, how can an individual who fails to qualify be appointed? And they're appointed by the President General.
No, it doesn't say the person who failed is appointed.
It says that the President General can appoint.
Can appoint a person, not
not the person.
Right.
That failed.
There's nothing that says that the person who failed to qualify can be appointed. At least I didn't see it, except for the test part.
Wait a minute. So this part here, failure of official to qualify, does not apply to what's written right underneath it?
It does apply, but we're interpreting it differently. No person elected shall hold office until, until his or her credentials, character, and qualifications have satisfied. So that would be the only way they could do it, is to bring up their credentials. But in case the person elected is rejected, the President General has the power to appoint someone else, a person, to fill that position until the next session. It doesn't say the person that didn't qualify can stay in the position.
Qualify can stay in the position. Secretary General, I disagree. If I went, if I was not qualified and I went to run for office and High Executive Council deemed they rejected my qualifications, the President General could appoint me.
He could not appoint you.
He could not?
He could appoint somebody else. He could appoint Brother Malik to fill the position until convention.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
He can't appoint you.
What? Wait a minute. Hold on.
So you can't do that.
Wait. So a person will go through an entire process be rejected by the High Executive Council, and then the President General can just appoint someone else that had not gone through any process?
To fill the position until convention.
Interesting.
It
Like,
doesn't
what's
say
the
the
use of
same.
That's
having
what
that?
it says, rather than have the position empty. If the person, that's what that says.
Goodness gracious. So that person don't have to have any type of qualifications at all.
Yeah, so why
Maybe
even
not,
have
he's
the process?
appointed.
Wait a minute, they would still probably have to have it though, wouldn't they?
I would
To
assume
even-
that whomever the President General tries to appoint, the High Executive Council is going to check that person out. And if he tries to appoint someone else who doesn't meet the qualifications, that person would be rejected too.
Okay, what exactly is the vetting process? Is that in the Constitution?
Yes,
Yeah.
we'll come to it soon.
Okay.
Secretary General, I think we're in disagreement though, because it clearly states in case a person elected, okay, hold on, wait, elected is rejected,
For high office is rejected.
President General should have the power to appoint a person.
But it doesn't say the same person.
Yeah, but
It doesn't say the rejected person.
But
And
the main
I think the problem is that they were being general and saying a person, and they should have said it
They
differently.
should have said, been more specific.
yeah, that a person can be anybody off the street, you know, the way I read it.
It could be,
but
now they got to be a member. I mean, they got to meet the qualifications. The President General can appoint someone else.
who meets that qualification, right?
Right, to fill the position until the next session of convention.
We-
But that person is also going to have to be vetted by the High Executive Council.
And they have to have the credentials, they have to have the character and qualifications too, right?
They would have to have that, or they would be rejected.
Right, that's the way I'm reading it.
I read it as the President General has authority to override the High Executive Council's rejection.
Yeah, that's not what it says.
That's not what it is.
That is
I'm
not.
trying to, I can't
That's
find that override. Where's the override at in here? I didn't see it.
The President General administration and administrators shall have the power to appoint a person to fill that position until next session. But I don't see where there's any requirement for approval through High Executive Council.
Above it, where it say credentials, character, and qualifications.
Okay.
That still has to,
Even if that is still not an override with the same person.
I'm with you with not the same person, but it, as I said, it could
But
have,
it doesn't say that.
it could be someone that we feel is qualified, that has been elected, but for some reason that individual does not meet the qualifications of High Council, and then someone that we've never heard of can be appointed to that office per my understanding.
And that would be a correct understanding.
Okay, Brother Anthony, I see you.
But not the person that was rejected. That person cannot be appointed by the President General.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
so that means as it goes back in front of the convention, right?
Yeah, it'll
That
come back to convention, but it depends on when it happens.
It goes back to convention the following year. It wouldn't go back to convention that year.
Right. It'll have to be following year.
Right, it have to be the following year. And Brother Anthony has his hand up.
Yeah, go ahead, Brother Anthony.
The way I read it is that, say, person A is unqualified, fails for credentials, whatever the reason is, then person B can be appointed by the President General. And I haven't seen anything that says that it has to be approved by the Executive Council either. Once that person who was elected is not does not meet the qualifications, he can appoint anybody who meets the qualifications, and there's nothing else you can do about it. Because there's nothing saying that he can't do that, he has to get approval.
I agree, as long as the person meets the qualifications. But
I don't think the person has to meet the qualifications.
yeah, because when we go further, it's going to tell you that anybody for that position has to meet the qualifications.
Okay, all
It's
right.
just I said here.
Okay, let's be clear. It don't say it here.
It doesn't say it here.
Okay. Any other questions on this? 914, we'll try to go
But
fast.
if it don't say it here, where does it say it?
We got to just keep a note. Keep a note.
Keep a
As
note.
of right now, we've got a question on if a person is elected to high office and they're rejected by the High Council, what are the qualifications for a person to be appointed by the President General?
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Mm-hmm.
question that we need to know. But it's not listed in failure official to qualify.
That's a great question too. Even on the division level, if they're appointed, how was they appointed?
Yeah,
That's
that's
a real
divisional. That's
question because
division.
we're experiencing in Detroit, and right, how was that person appointed?
Hmm.
Oh, that's a good question.
I would refer to our Constitution for guidance, but divisionally we do have leeway to do things as we see fit, as long as it doesn't go against the Constitution. So I'm not sure how each division handles that.
No, I'm just saying we had a appointment that was appointed. We had an elected president, and then we end up with an appointed president.
Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
And who appointed him?
President General.
Oh, the
But he
President
was
General.
elected. He was already one of your vice presidents. So he was elected
No,
by,
he had just became vice president. We had never met him.
but he was elected. He became vice president at your election. I was there.
Right. First
I
vice
was there.
president. Yeah, you're
So,
right.
Right. Okay. So it's not like the president general just came in.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Okay.
I don't think I meant it. I didn't mean it that way either.
All right.
Okay. All right. If there aren't any other questions, 917, we've got about 10 minutes. We'll get a few more questions. This is straightforward. What are the titles of individuals appointed to represent the UNIA in every country where Africans live?
Dang, I just read that today.
Yeah, we just read that.
What title does Brother John hold?
Yeah, that's true. Brother Marua.
Yeah.
A few. Sister Mama Earth, you got your hand up.
Trying to unmute.
Mama Earth, you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
A high commissioner or commissioner shall be appointed to represent the Universal Negro Prisoner Association in every country where Africans live.
So we should know our district commissioners, and we should know the different districts for commissioners. I represent District 5, which is South Carolina, Georgia, Florida. President Marua is our high commissioner. So he, in essence, he represents all commissions or all districts. But he is officially also commissioner for Districts 7 and 8. I believe. I don't know all the states. I know
6
it's like
and
what
7.
6 and 7.
Michigan. Yeah,
It's the
Michigan.
Midwest.
Michigan, Illinois. I'm sure. I think.
Ohio, Indiana,
Does he got
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin? Yeah.
Yes, Wisconsin, Indiana, Ohio. Dang, I knew it at one point.
Yeah.
Michigan, Ohio,
Iowa.
Illinois, and Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, I think Iowa and Minnesota as well.
Well, right now, I think that we are the only two active commissioners. So we still need commissioners for the other districts: New York, Pennsylvania, Maryland, and California as well. But we should know the role and responsibilities of commissioners and who our commissioners are. Any questions on that? Okay, let me see how much. Okay, number 9, who shall appoint commissioners?
President General.
President General, that's a good guess. PG.
Because I'm thinking when our High Commissioner was appointed at the 22 convention, President Marua, wasn't it? We voted, I think, wait, Secretary General, did we vote? Or was he appointed? I can't remember. He was appointed.
He was already the commissioner.
Right, but he became the High Commissioner.
Right. So he was appointed and approved at convention.
So yeah, we should a general theme. President General appoints several offices. So you know, any office that we feel is missing or lacking, we should speak with our President General about that appointment. Or if we wish to serve in an office, we should reach to our President General for that appointment. I think we know this. Oh, no, we don't. Who shall appoint the high commissioners? Oh, no, we do know this because we just talked about it. Don't worry about this. This was eradicated and amended and eradicated. I didn't see it in my file, but it said potentate and supreme commissioner shall appoint. So I thought that was a question. And then under the recommendation of the President General, but these roles had been eradicated. So it was kind of weird in the draft that they was.
Well, all the President General then.
Say again?
So it's just all the President General. His
Yes,
job.
exactly. Yes. Yep. President General basically accepted or inherited the roles and responsibilities of potentate and supreme commissioner for the most part. Okay. Who elects the officers for the local division? Question. What just came up?
The members.
Division members. Is that all? Is it only division members for everybody?
Well, unless it's an appointment. No, no. Oh, okay. I could answer that. I think the president has to be confirmed by the President General.
Yep, absolutely. So, divisions and subordinate organizations shall elect their officers. The president shall be elected by majority vote of his or her division and approved by the President General, per Constitution Section 7.
And if there's a executive secretary, because there's not a president there at that division, it has to be approved. It has to be appointed by the President General as well, I think. Is that the Secretary General?
I believe you're right.
Divisions do not vote on executive secretary.
Yeah.
So it doesn't fall under this.
Okay.
Exactly.
What do you think about it? I mean, does that need to be amended to include that or just for
No.
a different section?
Because I think I read someplace that it was, I'm sorry, cut you off. Go ahead.
The executive secretary position is appointed by the President General, basically in divisions where there is where the division is not functioning correctly, meaning there may be a division where there is no president, or the president is not there, or there's no treasurer. And so the executive secretary actually steps up and steps in and kind of functions as president and secretary.
Wait a minute. So
that's my interpretation.
See, you know what? I ran for executive secretary.
You cannot run for executive secretary.
Yes, I did.
Envision that. It is not an elected position. So
I know, but that is what I had ran for until I found out later. But that is what I ran for. I ran for that because I saw, and even it was recognized by Sister Beverly and Brother Lamar Lemons. And yeah, I thought that's what I was running for.
It's probably was an omission. It's probably supposed to be general secretary that you were running for.
Yeah, it could be general secretary.
In the
right. And then I realized that because of the fact that it had to be appointed, and it said in the Constitution, because I'm so glad all of you doing this, and I'm sorry the rest of our members are not here, but it was a lot of us are under the Islamic faith, and it's Ramadan, so but I did send it out to everybody, and I wish they was here because I'm always talking about the Constitution, and we don't talk about it enough. We don't go over it enough. So I'm so glad that this is happening. I'm gonna like really be on everybody to be on this.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, that's what it's about. Offering this, for everyone to participate. But I am a little confused on the executive secretary role because we have that locally, and I thought it was interpreted as, and maybe I got it confused with general secretary, but I thought there was a head of all secretaries. So your financial
Right.
recording all rolled up to executive
Yeah,
secretary.
I kind of thought that same
No,
thing.
Hey, brother, hey, sister,
and I
sister
tell
Brenda,
you every year that you don't have an executive secretary.
it's something out there, Sister Brenda, though, because I remember that's what I thought I was. And I think it's something that says when you form a division, these are the positions you need. You have to have a president,
And
and
A
it says,
general secretary. It doesn't say executive.
It says
all right,
executive secretary only if there's no president there.
okay,
It's,
maybe that's what it says.
Maybe it's the
Okay, but I do
confusion
know
within
it
it.
was a little
I
confusing.
read
But
that. I did read.
So
yeah, it's a little confusing probably, but once I found out about it, we knew what it was. So, but I think I gotta find it because
Yeah.
I gotta find it. It's something that says what you need to start a division before we started doing it. So it's old now. It's obsolete.
Okay. So yeah, we can
Yeah.
look at that on our next meeting.
Okay.
But I see what you put in the chat, brother Everett. And so to my knowledge, the President General has only appointed 2 executive secretaries. One in Division 330 when they did not have a president, and 2 in his division 121 because they have a president who is out of the country so much he's not there. So he appointed an executive secretary for Philadelphia. And those are the only 2 well, we don't have one. 330 no longer has one because they have a president now. So they just have a regular secretary or general secretary. So we only have currently 1 executive secretary.
General secretary. I gotta do my homework. Any other questions?
And Secretary General, I hope I don't knock myself out the box when I say this. And because of the fact that the way our election went, yes. But after I'm so glad you were there because we needed you. We really needed you. And but then I wasn't even there at our first meeting. I'm gonna be honest with you, everybody. I was getting shots for my dog. They was doing them for free, $500. So I was in line and I was gonna be late at the and I called the president. I said, I'm in line. I've been in line since 5 o'clock in the morning and I'm like number 50 right now. I can't get out this line. So but I found out later that the executive secretary is the only one that could get a salary. And our division voted unanimously because I was the secretary before that in the previous year and to give me a salary anyway, where they decided it was called a compensation. So, and that is what the executive secretary gets a compensation. Am I right? That's why I thought I was.
At this point, nobody gets compensation. So if your division is paying you, then you're the only one.
Okay. Oh, okay, I am then. Because they call me 24/7. I mean, they felt that they should do it because we always calling her. We all, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I become a 24-hour person. And so they did do that until, and I'm not going to say it on this line, Secretary General, but until that issue happened, the president got upset with me and said, well, you're not getting nothing anymore. So you know what I'm talking about.
No, but if your division says they're going to pay their secretary, then the president just can't stop it.
Well, I haven't got mine from September, October, November, December, January, and February.
I would say that that's a local. I would
Oh,
say
wow.
that's a local
I
jurisdiction.
haven't gotten,
Yeah, I agree. That's local
Yeah.
jurisdiction.
okay.
Lord,
All right.
Yeah. 'Cause
I just want to throw it out there for support.
Let me see. I don't know if we probably won't be able to. I guess we'll do one more slide, then we'll jump off because we didn't make it as far as I would have liked. Article 5. What is the term of office of the President General and the parent body? We already said this, but it mentions it again. Term of office. 4 years. Term of office of the President General. So it's listed again in section 8 of Article 5. Term of office of President General and all other officers of the parent body shall be 4 years, provided their conduct conforms with the interests of the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League at all times.
Okay, so this president right now, Michael Duncan, he's still in office for how long?
He's in office
And,
until August 2024, and then with
oh,
an election. He could be
so
reelected.
he was always already in office for 4 years?
Yes, he's been President General since 2016. So
16.
Oh, no,
he was elected
okay.
in 2016. We were supposed to have election in 2020, but it was postponed to 2021. He was reelected 2021, and we're having our next election this coming August 2024.
Okay, good. Oh, I got to get our division on this line. They need to hear this. I'm always talking about the Constitution. Oh, you learn so much. I'm sorry, everybody, but thank you.
No problem.
Just be strong here in 421, sister. So we just want you to reassure you.
It just means so much to me because I'm just going to be honest with everybody. I'm a Sheikus minister in the Moorish Science Temple of America, and Constitution and bylaws is so important. And when I got mine from the UNIA, gosh, I couldn't put it down. And I'm always trying to call right. Is it right or rank on people because of the fact of the Constitution? And some people feel that the Constitution don't mean anything. And it means everything in this organization.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
everything.
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Yeah, we will not accept that attitude that the Constitution does not mean anything. That is the highest document in the government of the UNIA-ACL. So, no, we don't tolerate that. Okay, couple more questions, then we'll get off. When was the Office of Potentate Supreme Commissioner eradicated officially?
Officially 2005.
2005, yes, sir. Again, review that with your local divisions as far as what the history of that office. I had to look that up. Potentate is a 14th century or 15th century term that means powerful one or one with power. But just look it up, Supreme Commissioner Potentate. Pretty detailed. What are the grounds? We're gonna close off on these questions. What are the grounds for removal of the President General based on the Constitution? Nobody wants to do this one. And this is not a promotion, but per Constitution it is listed. So we want to just be clear and go over each section. Nobody
That's
wants
for the removal of the President General?
Yes,
Wow.
ma'am. Okay, y'all.
I'll do it. You don't have to do it, Brother
night.
John.
Go ahead, Secretary General. What's that?
I can do it. Although my version might be a little different, but
You got
acting contrary. So the President General can be removed for acting contrary to the good and welfare of the UNIA, for refusing or neglecting to abide by or carry out the commands of the association, for any irregularity, neglect, misconduct, or disloyalty.
Yes.
You went on to how he's removed. I didn't answer that. That was the next question.
That was the next question. I had that as a question.
I think it's the next question.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, you're right. It is. Okay, so thank
Oh.
you for segueing into the last slide. What offices are responsible to impeach President General who must prosecute?
Oh, that's a good one.
It is.
The council general and the executive body.
Yes. I believe it's Council General. Oh, Council General shall prosecute, Section 5. If the President General has been tried and found guilty before the convention, the Council General shall prosecute in the interest of the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League, and the President General shall have counsel to appear at the bar of the convention on his behalf, and such counsel shall be an active member of the or an officer of UNIA-ACL. So yes, I think that was in the.
I think the executive council was also supposed to be watching and bringing up something. I think it was right before that. I'll find it for next week.
Okay. Qualifications to be a defendant's counsel in the UNIA, in the UNIA-ACL. What are the qualifications to be a defendant's counsel? Someone is brought up on a trial before a responsible body. What are the qualifications to be counsel?
You probably need to be an attorney.
Need to be an attorney.
I believe it's an attorney that's licensed in that state and is a member in good standing.
Okay, member in good standing. You would think the legal requirements are not listed. No counsel except officer or active member of the UNIA-ACL shall be allowed to appear on behalf of any member charged before any responsible body of trial. So just an active member. You can't bring, you can't hire an attorney that's not a member. They have to be a member first. They can be an attorney. They don't have to be an attorney, but they have to be a member. Questions, comments?
So then that means that any member then.
Pretty much. Yes. Active member, yes. So in good standing, that implies good standing. Yeah, but yeah, you have to be a member, any member. What is the cause to be guilty of high crime against the UNIA-ACL? What causes an individual to be guilty of high crime?
Stealing, maybe.
Stealing?
To act in a manner that is not conducive for the UNIA, whether it be a crime or whether it be embezzlement, whether it be just acting on behalf of another organization instead of our organization, which would be called treason. There's a myriad of reasons why.
I agree. This does not it's not everything. I'll say that the way this question is asked, it doesn't define everything that's considered a high crime, but there was a section in bribes that mentioned the term high crime. Says Section 7, should the president or any other elected parent body officers take or receive money or gifts from any person by way of bribes or rewards for neglecting or selling out the interests of the UNIA-ACL, he or she shall be guilty of high crimes against the UNIA-ACL, and on conviction before the convention shall forthwith be disgraced. I think that was the next question. What is the punishment for officials found guilty of high crimes?
Being removed from office and could be expelled from the UNIA.
Removed from office, expelled from the UNIA.
I think I have something to say about a point 17, please.
What do you have? We'll go back to point 7. What do you got? Point 17?
Yeah, all the Black African peoples who lives in Africa needs to, we all needs to be truthful to our brothers and sisters who are from the United States, I think that's my mind.
Yes, sir, Brother Benjamin. This section of the Constitution, again, we're talking about protecting the individuals and the integrity of our High Council. So jeopardizing that integrity is through taking bribes is considered a high crime, and the punishment for that is a disgrace, and you are removed from high office. So you're not. It's interesting. You're not dismissed from the entire organization. You are dismissed from high office, and you are, disgraced. So I think that's a little light, honestly.
So you can't ever hold a position again?
It don't say that.
Right, that's what I'm asking. Yeah.
It does not say that. It just
Someplace else it says that.
officials found guilty.
It has been added.
Okay, so it's probably been added later.
It is later on. Yes.
Okay.
Secretary General, you are wonderful. You just so, I just love you. You just know everything.
Okay.
Not true, but I'm working on it. Brother John gives me good knowledge, and he helped me a lot.
Of course, because I know we can depend on you. Thank you.
So that's all we got for tonight. Any
Um,
comments before we close out?
can you display, if no one has any questions, can you display the slide that has question 1 and the one that has question 7, please?
So here's 7. How can an individual who fails to qualify be appointed to the HEC?
Okay.
Let me know when you're good on that one.
And number 1.
Oh, but we disagreed on the answer to that one, sister. I say they can't. That a person who fails to qualify cannot be appointed.
Okay.
So, we
did not change. We did not change. I thought you agreed with me.
No, hold on. I want to know I want to know the interpretation of the Constitution.
Right. Well, okay. We'll talk. I'll talk to you.
Okay. All right. We're gonna take that.
Número 1, por favor. Number 1, please.
No problem, sister. Number 1 is long. That's very long. First, what, President General?
Can you move the blue, please?
The blue, what?
The whole, there was only 2 questions?
Yeah, there's only 2 questions on this slide.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, 3 is on the next slide. Yeah, 3 is on the next slide. So 1 and 2 on the first page.
All righty. Thank you.
Not a problem. Any other questions, comments? Okay. Thank you, everyone. We're not going to keep you too long. We will be back next week, and we will continue. It looks like we're on Article 5. So we'll finish up Article 5 and continue to the Constitution. So I don't have anything. I'm going to stop the recording, and we'll close out with the UNIA National Anthem.